Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs. What do I usually say? Where you get your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge. It's Wednesday night show. Still not a lot happening, but we're getting really close to training camps opening up. About 3 weeks away from that. The rookie tournament starting about a little over 2 weeks. So things are starting to happen. The interest is going to be there soon for our beautiful Montreal Canadiens. I don't know why I call them beautiful. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about, whatever Habs talk you want. I got one thing here, and it's not even Habs news. And we're going to play that game again. Whose card is this? So we're here, I guess we did that Saturday, and we're going to do that again. I found a whole bunch of new ones, and we're going to do that. I don't know if anyone's here. If you're here, send me talk to me in the chat, ask me a question, whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm good with that. Nobody here. I'm all alone. Now there's 5 people in the room. So if you're here, say hi and let's get this show on the road. Hey Lucas, how's it going, man? Good to see you nice and early. Nice and early today. That went down the wrong way. Hey, Robadario, filibuster. Hey, Joe, nice and early, Joe. Joe from Down Under, and Leon. Good to see y'all here. There's like no news though. So this is the bit of news I've got, and it's Toronto Maple Leafs news. So I think it's today. I think the announcement was today. They extended head coach Sheldon Keefe by 2 years. He had 1 year left on his contract, so he'll be there another 3 years, potentially. No other details, though, released, so I don't know the amounts. I don't know what they're paying him. Here's a quote. So I looked around at different articles to see what I could find out about this, okay? So they talked about his regular season stuff. They maybe a couple places just touched on lack of postseason success. But here's what the Toronto Star said about him. One of the team's greatest regular season coaches. That's supposed to be a compliment. I guess it is somewhat of a compliment. If you forget that their goal is to win in the postseason, I guess it's a compliment. He's 6th in Leafs history with 166 wins, 71 losses, 30 shootout or overtime losses. Anyway, so I asked, is that how low their standard is? Anyway, I thought that was funny. I can't believe they extended him. They'll pay for that, I imagine. Or they won't, and he'll do great. I don't know, but I don't see that happening. You got a 6-week break from school. Wow. Isn't that like kids are all just starting in school? That's a nice 6-week break, but you're in a different type, I know. Phil says, new-ish. The infamous 5 will probably be revealed soon. Can't have them go into training camp. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I would have expected this announcement. He's talking about the 2018 Team Canada players that I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word, the R word. I'm going to say it, that allegedly, right now anyways, and I think it's a little more than allegedly, raped a girl. And then the Team Canada paid her off, and they got away with it till now. Leon, the Maple Buds. Yes, that's the Maple Leafs. Red Allen is staying. Where'd you read that? I didn't read that. So soon after I put out my video? Really? Jesus. I thought my theory was good. So, what do you guys want to talk about? There's not much going on. Isn't it terrible? It's like that 1 month before mid-September. It's like mid-August to mid-September. And I think it's more than mid-August. Nothing happening. Nothing. If we didn't have that Jeff Petrie stuff and all that, nothing would have been happening for like 2 months. What is stopping from these names being released? You got to ask Team Canada that. I mean, I have no idea. They want to sweep it under the rug? Even further so? I don't know. Phil says, a well-informed source just texted me that Allen was told he would stay in Montreal. So does this mean goodbye to DeSmith? It's got to be goodbye to one or the other. I mean, Hughes told DeSmith also that he would be staying in the NHL. He didn't say Montreal though. He said he'd stay in the NHL. They wouldn't bury him in Laval, or in the AHL is what I think he said. So yeah. Bob Cadden in the house. Hey Bob, how's it going, man? Good to see you nice and early. Let's see now. Phil says Raphael Doucette from La Poche Bleue posted this 8 hours ago. Never heard of the guy, so he's a well-informed source. I could be a well-informed source too. I never heard of this guy, so I don't know. I can't make a comment because I have not heard this. Hey Eric. Hey Ryan. Cale Makar was on that team. Yes, a lot of players were on that team. The names I've heard, I'm not going into names. Jordy Ben got a PTO with his old team. Jordy Ben got a PTO. Which is his old team? He's got a bunch of them, doesn't he? Why? Isn't he? He's got to be 40? Oh, excuse me. Didn't the Habs sign Jake Allen to an extension early last year? Yes, they did, but kind of, it doesn't look as good as it did. Like, it's $3.85 million for 2 years. When you got DeSmith here making 1.8, who I think could do basically the same job. We'll see what happens. Bob, you say that like you were surprised that I did that. Oh, you said yes, DeSmith bye-bye. Okay, now, Leon, I get what you said. I didn't read it because it didn't make sense. Reading high. My glass, I'm having trouble with these glasses. That's why I'm like this. Reading high, hilarious predictions that Drouin will play top line and rack up points like nobody's business. Even I don't believe that, he says. And Phil's a Drouin fan. Yeah, I mean, Drouin's going to do what Drouin does. I don't know that he'll do it. He'll have a Drouin season. I don't think he's going to be any better than that. That's my feeling. Phil, 60 is just a little over what he normally gets around here. So between 50 and 60. DeSmith to Vancouver is what you're hearing? I mean, I have not heard rumors. Like, I've heard speculation. I haven't heard any real, rumors about where DeSmith will go. Who plays with Susie and Cole? I believe it'll be Monahan. That's who I think. But hey, listen, I don't know what my track record is. It's probably not that good. So I don't know if I would listen to me if I were you guys. That's stupid of me to say that, right? Now you won't. Why would you watch my videos? He doesn't even believe in himself. I try to make what's sense to me. But since I have a neurodivergent brain, maybe it doesn't make sense to other people. But yeah, I have Monahan there. Eric, I kind of agree with what you're saying, but I mean, DeSmith makes like $2 million less. I kind of figure if they can trade Allen, they trade him. But I mean, if they promised him that he's staying here, then he's probably staying. I don't think they're going to go around promising Allen, yeah, we promise you'll be here. And then they go, well, I mean, they could do it, but I don't think they'll do that. So if they promised him, they probably meant it. Phil, I know about the Smiths past. I haven't talked about it because not much came of it, and there was a question about what actually happened. There was a lot of alcohol involved. He pled. He had a plea deal, and I don't know. He might have got away with something. I don't know. I can't find out enough to know any more than that, and I didn't think I'd talk about that since I don't know enough about it. So I'm not going to come down on a guy just because there might be something there, but I can't figure out what it is exactly. I'm not going to do that. But he does. He has a questionable past. He had an incident in his past, and nothing since then. So I'm going to say, just like Mayu, he made a mistake. He hasn't had anything since then. He could have learned from that mistake and, whatever. Or maybe the story, I don't know, it's true, but I don't know 100% what he did. Anyway. Well, yeah, I was going to talk about it a couple of weeks ago, and I asked Matt what he thought, and we talked it out. I asked Pete, and I decided not to talk about it. I think at the time, because I was sure he was not going to stay here, so it didn't really matter at that point, and maybe that's what happens, and it doesn't matter. Oh, Leon, I get it. Vancouver for Jordy Ben. I got it. Wait, where's my cursor? Damn it. Oh, how did I get that far down? I don't even know how to scroll down like that. Bob says, Rick, I enjoyed the hot takes video you posted in the last few days. Some good stuff in there. I just don't agree that this team will improve by 21 points without Allen. Monty could be ready for number one. I think Monty's ready for number one. Did I have it at 31 points? No, I had him improving 17 points, I think. From 68 to 85. That's not 30. That's not 21, is it? No. No, I have I think 17 points it was. I mean, it's not a huge improvement, right? It's going from maybe 12 from the bottom. I think that's possible if they don't have injury problems. And they don't have sophomore jinxes. Like, they got a lot of sophomores there. So it's very likely that they do make this improvement. It's also kind of just as likely that they fall short of that and maybe even flat, it could happen. Thing is, there's some worse teams than them, no matter what, out there, and they're unlikely to finish right on the bottom, even if things go bad, right? So we'll see. By the way, thanks, Bob. I appreciate that you enjoyed that. Thank you, Phil. Listen, you guys, I don't expect people to completely agree with me anyway. And I might even say there's times when I'm a little controversial on purpose because I want conversation to be started or to get input from the people watching the video. So it doesn't always work, but and then there's times I just, it's exactly how I feel. Remember, they're hot takes. If Monty were to get hurt, then what were that's why, they got to keep either Allen or DeSmith. They're not getting rid of both Allen and DeSmith. That's for sure they're not going to do. I just think Casey DeSmith could probably do the same job that Jake Allen does for $2 million less. He's not here beyond next season. If they plan to keep Allen past next season, then you moving to Smith. Phil says, "Yeah, Bob. Then we draft top 3. We're not. I doubt they can get that low." Oh, okay, Bob. I appreciate that you are. Just I'm saying, it's like, okay, it's not the first time I've done it. But no, I appreciate that you enjoy that. Casey DeSmith, new Canadiens goalie, faces resurfaced allegation of domestic violence and assault. Okay, but I mean, I kind of just said I don't know much about it, so I don't really want to talk about it. I don't know that he's staying here, so does it really matter that we talk about it? Maybe if he does end up staying, then we can talk about it. But I'm not gonna rag on a guy in a situation where I don't know the details. Let's put it that way. I don't know all the details. I'm not ragging on somebody. Especially, listen, a guy that may not stay. Why should I bother? His name's not Tony D'Angelo, so it's fine. His name's not Austin Matthews, so why should I rag on him? If we are, did I escape that one yet? Did I do a good job? If we are, trying to prep youngsters, it's Allen over DeSmith, in my opinion. Allen is a pros pro. Listen, even if I think that they're going to trade him, it's not a knock against Jake Allen. It's total business. It's $2 million cheaper. The other guy can do basically the same job. That's all I'm saying. Here's Uncle Phil. Words won't come out. Uncle Filibuster's hot take. Gallagher, 60 points, 30 goals, 30 assists. I don't even think, was there ever a year where he evened up on goals and assists? Basically, what I'm saying is if he scores 30, he might have 20 assists. I mean, listen, at his age and in his physical condition, he's not having a career year. I don't see how you think he's having a career year, especially when he had those good seasons where he was in the 50s in points. He was the top line guy. He's not playing number one line. So where is he getting the time to do all this? I would love to see him do this. I can't see it happening. Let's talk about the Habs D. Go ahead, ask anything you want. 80 games played for Galley. Oh my God, Phil, send me some of those drugs you're on, man. 80 games for Galley. Has he? A serious question though. Has he ever played 8? I think he has played a couple of 82 game seasons. It's true. I don't see 80 games, man. Habs D might struggle. Well, with so many young kids on the D, it's possible that, that could happen. It doesn't happen to every second-year player, though. I mean, let's get that straight, right? Not every second-year player, especially the really talented ones, have a sophomore jinx, but it happens to guys. Not worried about our defense. Wish we had a couple more wingers. I don't think wingers are a problem. You just don't want centers to play wing? Is that what it is? Because what's the difference? As long as they do a good job. More top wingers. I think, though, Phil, it's kind of like this, in my opinion, right? You got a bunch of young guys here now, and they're kind of trying to get those jobs. We don't really know exactly what we've got either. So you got to play these kids and find out what we got before we say, do we have top wingers? Do we not? We don't really know. Bob says 89 points for what? For the Habs? Bob, is that your guess for the Habs or for Gallagher? Gallagher getting 89 points. That would be a bit much. Oases, how's it going, man? Do we get surprised with the Josh Anderson trade with all the surplus of NHL forwards? I would be. I mean, I'm not going to be shocked. I'm going to be disappointed, and I would be surprised. I don't think Anderson's getting traded. Rob, you're saying playoffs? What, for the Habs playoffs? They could get there. I don't see how they do. You got to figure if the Habs make the playoffs. some of those teams that are on the top of the division right now had bad seasons. I don't see that happening in enough cases that Montreal really makes the playoffs. I do think they can make kind of a run at it, a run at a wild card and drop off near the end, but, make a run, be in some meaningful games, sort of late in the season. I think that'd be great. But I think it's just as likely that they have the opposite of that too. So it's a 50-50, in my opinion, I want to believe they're going to do good things and not have a fall off, but it could happen. Montreal Canadiens rumor Jake Allen won't be odd man out in goal by Ken McMillan. Okay. I know Ken McMillan. I read him a lot. Don't worry about it. But I haven't seen the article, so that's on me. I like the Habs' depth on D, but not sure which young D is going to Laval. Well, your choices. I mean, your choices are limited in that the guys with waiver exemption. There's 4. Caden Gooley's one. He's not going to Laval. Jordan Harris is one. He may go to Laval. I don't think to start the season he will. Arbor Jackeye could. Or Justin Barron. I kind of think Justin Barron's going to Laval because they're gonna have 9D in camp that legitimately could win a job. They got to move 2 of those. They can't have 9D going into the season. Barron gets sent down, and personally, I think Weidman gets waived and sent down, or he gets picked up, or they find a deal for him. I mean, I think those are the 2 guys out to start the season. And the reason for that, Lindstrom, got to waive him. You waive him, you're going to lose him. Kovacevic, you got to waive him. You waive him, you're going to lose him. So I don't see that happening. Bob says that's the nature of hot takes video or show, designed to be a little out there to inspire conversation. Exactly. I think partially, I mean, it's not completely just I'm going to be look at these off the wall hot take. I think some people do this. I try to be reasonable, but I mean, a hot take is a hot take. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. That's why some people like saying, no, Caulfield not getting 50 goals. He might not, but it's not a hot take. I don't think it's a hot take to say Cole Caulfield will score 40 goals. Yeah. I mean, if he was healthy last year, he'd have done it. So why won't he do that, Anyway, that's how I think. With all the young D, what's this making me think of? Oh, yeah. Motley. No, wait. Not Motley Crue. I didn't like Motley Crue. Mott the Hoople. All the young dudes. That's what you made me think of. All the young D. Which one could you see being shipped off in a trade? Can't imagine we will hang on to all of those. I don't think I'm at a point with the guys that are here right now that I'm ready to say which one I think was shipped off. They're too young yet to know what you're getting exactly. I think if they're going to move D, it'll be below that line, right? Like a Struble, Norlinder, maybe a William Trudeau, although you're hearing really good things about him. So I don't know, but and maybe one of these guys, if they feel, okay, he's not going to be here in 2 years, we can move him because we got William Trudeau or Adam Engstrom. We've got those guys coming up soon. We could move this guy. That could happen. But that's what this season, I think, is for, to see what they how they shake out in the second year. And then I could be just like off the wall crazy, but I don't know. I think I might be, somewhat right. Reading Alex Burrows thinks Cole Caulfield will be fine with his shoulder as he's had the exact same surgery and says his shoulder is not only completely healed, but or he says it's his stronger shoulder. Yeah, that's what Anderson said as well. That made me think of something. What did it make me think of? Oh man, I had something I wanted to say and completely went out of my head. Oh, I know, I do. I remember. Anybody see the? Was it an interview? I think an interview with Dom Ducharme, again saying that he didn't hold Cole Caulfield back at all. No, it was a coincidence what happened. Laughable. Next year's draft is defensive heavy. That's what I hear. Do you draft best player available or draft for need? I wait till we get closer to the draft. Then I start getting researching, and then I know what I'm talking about. Right now, I don't know. I don't know everybody there, but it's when you're drafting first round, and especially if you're in top 10 in the draft, you're drafting for need also. When you think about it, right? Best player available and for need at the same time, because when you're on the bottom of the league like that, you need everything. So, but yeah, I don't really want to talk about next draft yet. I don't know. I know one name from next draft. That's it. Celebrini. That's it. I don't know any other names even. If Galley gets 20 plus goals, then we make playoffs. Well, I did, my prediction had Galley getting 20, I think. Was it 20? 35. Yeah, I think 20 goals, 15 assists is what I had for Galley in 50 games, which I thought was kind of realistic. It's not. I mean, 80 games I think is not realistic. Phil says, see, old man, that's why it's a hot take. He's had 4 seasons with more A than D and played many full seasons. Okay, I mean, as a hot take, yeah, but I mean, you didn't. I don't know. Did you say it was a hot? I think you have to qualify that before you say it. No, you didn't say that. We're just talking about my hot takes. Doesn't mean yours are hot takes. Okay. Now, listen, as a hot take, yeah, that's fair enough. Still think you're crazy at 80 games. And listen, if you're putting out a hot take, then people, yeah, they're kind of allowed to go like, you're crazy on that. That's what it's all about. You ignore the haters. You learn to anyways over time. Oh, by the way, funny story is yesterday was the 5th anniversary for the channel. Now, not for Talking Habs, though. So that's why I didn't do anything for it. Yesterday, 5 years ago, I started my YouTube channel with a total different idea. And I didn't really switch over to Talking Habs till in December. That's why. But yeah, yesterday was the 5th anniversary of me starting the channel. I'm not sure what I called it originally. It was probably Canadian Dad Complaints, but I'm not 100% sure that was the name. So, yeah. And it's probably because of this kind of stuff that I don't remember. Oh, well. Oh, Bob, Mayu's not going back to London. Mayu's able to play in Laval, so he's going to play in Laval. And he's 20. At 20 years old, you could go back to junior, but not all 20-year-olds go back to junior. He's going to the Rocket. I think it's already kind of known that he's going to the Rocket. Where he might get 9 games is with Montreal. I don't think at the beginning of the season, but by the end of the season, after the trade deadline, depending who they move, I could see Mayu getting his 9 games if he's had a good season in the AHL. And also, if they're not in like a race for the championship there, for the playoffs. Yeah, Mayu will definitely play in Laval. You saying Galley's going to get more assists than goals? He's never gotten more assists than goals. Never in his career. I don't ever. probably when he was in junior either. Bob said, yes, Galley will get 89 points in his kids' road hockey league. Oh, I definitely agree with that. Definitely, I would agree with that. Does he have kids, though? That's the thing. I don't think he does. He just got married this summer to a French girl. So I dare say possibly Galley will be sticking around, in Quebec, in the Montreal area, well after his playing days. Not that he won't can afford 2 homes, but I think marrying the French girl, Quebec is going to be part of his life for the rest of his life. And for the rest of Quebec's life, which I don't know which one will be longer, to be honest with you. No, Bob, that's only for what you just said there about that. That's only if a kid is a North American kid and he is not 19, I think, or is it 20? At 19, if you're from North America, unless you were drafted first overall, you have to either play in the NHL if you make the team or go back to junior, which is the position Owen Beck is in. Owen Beck either makes the Habs or he plays in Peterborough. It's not and if he doesn't make the team at a camp during the season, they can call him up, I believe, but it's a 1-game call up on an emergency basis. So that means everybody has to be hurt. So yeah, but not at 20. At 20, no, you can play. You can play Laval. Wi-Fi and Reeves fight in the season opener for sure. I wouldn't say for sure. I wouldn't say for sure at all. As a matter of fact, in these days now, whenever it's like, oh, these guys, they're gonna fight for sure. It's gonna be a killing out there, and then the game is just tame and they don't fight. That's usually what happens, and that's what I would kind of expect. I'm not saying it'll be a tame game against Toronto. I don't expect they have to fight. They may. I don't know. Looking forward to this season. I think we might make the playoffs this season. Steven, hey, welcome in, but I don't know. I don't expect it. Let's put it that way. If you're going to expect that, you're going to be disappointed when they don't. If you don't expect it and then they do, just think how much better that is, you know? Hey, Paul. Who is Montreal going to use to kill penalties as Paul Byron is gone because they will get a lot of penalties? They did not have Paul Byron last season. So, yes, they have players. Nick Suzuki plays on the PK. Alex Newhook would be a guy that could play on the PK like Byron because he's got that speed. Raphael Harvey Pinard would be a guy that comes to mind. There's players here. Hey, Jesse, how's it going? Arbor eats Reeves for lunch. Maybe. Sometimes great teams do not have the best individual players. If players can gel together, then that can make a huge difference. Big egos can take down the best team. Yeah, well, that's part of the character stuff that the management was. They're looking for certain type of character, and yeah, I mean that's the reason, right? You could a bad apple ruin. What's the saying? One bad apple. No, that's not going to work for that. But yeah, a bad apple can ruin the barrel. Not important. And by the way, hey Doug, hey Guru, how's it going, man? 40 plus for Caulfield this year. For the next few years, Caulfield and Suzuki play together. They will get better. I believe so, yeah. Hey, Joe, we need the veterans as much as the youngsters to help the youngsters improve. Yeah, but the number of veterans you need, I think, you don't need as many as the young kids start to grow, right? So, I mean, right? But you need a mix of veterans and youth. You have to. I mean, otherwise you're just a young team that needs, how many years till you grow into being able to win. Which was basically, wasn't it like the Oilers? Although they had their veterans back in the day, the Oilers, my day. Phil's just repeating his hot take. He's so proud of that hot take. Hey, Brad, I heard today that they are really going after illegal sports streams. Who's an illegal sports stream? You're talking about how where I was watching. I don't have to worry about that this year, anyways. I've got the sports SN now. I've got the package, the NHL package. So I'm getting the games without a problem this year. Courtesy of Mr. Habs Guru. But I did not read that, but I mean, yeah, they've been saying that for whatever years. But yeah, I'm sure they will too. It's probably what happened to NHL 66 last year. They decided that they are going to do things a little differently anyway. Hey, Red. Thanks, Bob. Congrats on being a YouTuber for 5 years. It requires a lot of work and persistency to create on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, it is a bit of a milestone, but yeah, you're right. It does. I'm proud of that. But I mean, you get burnt out at times. Like I'm kind of feeling it a bit now. So that's why I'm taking a week off, because I want to rest up before the season starts. Because by the end of the season, I'm ready for the off season. And then if we have playoffs, it's even harder. So, although I shouldn't say that. When you have playoffs, at least the excitement of the playoffs actually kind of rejuvenates you. So, yeah. Jordy Ben's PTO's with Dallas. Okay, well, it's not with Vancouver. Look up Galley's stats. You will be surprised he was durable. No, I said he played he played some seasons at 82 games. I didn't say that he didn't. First season was shortened, and he missed a bunch twice for his fingers. Then seemed durable again. Even Max Pack Wolverine. What's the Max Pack Wolverine got to do? Oh, no, okay. But the last 2-3 seasons, and at his age and the way he plays, it's not. What's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't bode well for him playing a full season, is what I'm saying. Real Habs news. Yes. Oh, this is good that you mentioned that. A Habs documentary is being released soon, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow at 7:30, 7 or 7:30. It's happening on YouTube. I don't have the link, but it's on the Canadians channel. So what it is behind the scenes of how I think of how they picked either Reinbacher or Slav. I didn't catch that, but how behind the scenes look at their discussions and all that stuff about how they made the decision. So that's tomorrow night at either 7 or 7:30. I've got it bookmarked, so I'm going to watch it. Thanks for bringing that up, Phil, because I forgot to write that down. No, where's Bob? Yeah, we know what they say. You learn something new every day. There you go. You just learned something today. Now you're good. You don't have to learn anything more tonight. If your wife or if somebody tries to say, "Hey, listen, you want?" No, I've done my share today. Wi-Fi needs to focus more on hockey and not fighting. I don't disagree with that, but he'll fight when he needs to. But I mean, I agree with you. He's got to playing defense is what's most important, but he needs to be there to instill the fear, and he'll have to fight sometimes. Hey Bob, no worries. I'm if I'm here. I don't know how long I'm staying tonight. At least an hour, but I always say that, and then I'm still here for the 90 minutes. So, if I can't stream it, I press the tuner button on the old hi-fi and listen to it almost live. What's that you're talking about now? The game? Yeah, that doesn't work for me. I can't do what I do with a radio. It wouldn't work. Ryan, apparently, yes, and apparently, according to Lane Hudson himself, his brother is better than him. So, and his numbers are looking good too. So, yeah, but it's okay. Doesn't mean we're not happy with Lane. But wouldn't that be awesome to get those two brothers? From what I'm hearing. Hang on, I gotta scroll. Oh, I'm at the bottom. Look at that. Everyone left? Oh, 30 people. Wow. Even Max Pacioretty, also known as Wolverine, really. Don't Wolverines have heart, though? Due to his healing factor. Oh, yeah. That's one thing he did. He always healed really fast. Even he's potentially about to retire due to his injuries. Well, it's the Achilles tendon. Achilles tendon, I mean, it snapped or whatever, and then it healed, and then he did it again. That's why. That's not something I think you can do twice with a lot of success in recovering from that. You were curious how many times they told Carey Price about the Habs pick. He would probably had popcorn before, and he couldn't. Was it Rickenbacker? No, wait a second. Redenbacher? Wait a second. He couldn't remember. Rumor out of Eddie out of Edmonton. McDavid, 15 million next contract, maybe more. Yeah, it's only a rumor, and until it happens, who knows? Radio. I mean, that's a stupid competition. If they got to have a competition about who's the biggest contract, I mean, just go outside, measure each other's dicks, and come back in. Best way to listen to the game is radio. I thought I was the best way to listen to the game. No, I'm just joking. I like both, though. I mean, I like watching, and I don't mind on the radio. I used to listen a lot when I was working at the restaurant. Bay-Bye, how's it going? You're listening in silence? Isn't that how you usually should listen when you're not talking? Very hard to listen when you're talking. PK Subban said Jordan was the best one of the three. So there's another brother other than... Wait a sec. Jordan who? Oh, yes. Subban's, right. Yes. But don't think that panned out, though. Didn't he get drafted? And have you heard of him since? No. I think PK was the best of the three. Orville. Oh, yeah, it's Orville Redenbacher. But his name was David Reinbacher. So he said David, and then he didn't know if it was Redenbacher or Rickenbacher or... Hey, Joe. Will there be a 5-year anniversary cake or a shot of 5-star brandy? Well, my actual list for Talking Habs, it's December 22nd. So we got a little ways to go till there. We hit the actual 5-year. This 5-year one is not a celebration thing. I think the Habs need to target Iserman forward in next draft. Too early for me to talk about next draft. Hey, Ryan, thanks for being here. Appreciate it, eh? Have a good rest of the night. Hey, Rems. The problem, though, if like Rem says, I watch hockey and listen to the radio. I prefer the commentator on the radio. But the timing, how do you line it up properly? That's the thing. Phil, I know who Malcolm Subban is. Don't tell me Malcolm Subban as a goalie was better than PK Subban. No way. Nope. And then Jordan, didn't he get drafted a couple years ago, or at least? Have you seen him anywhere? It is hard to make a match. That's the problem, right? I think when I was young, it was easy because it was all. We used to do that, and I think it was easy. You didn't the timing wasn't off. But now with all the satellites and everything, there's a delay, and everywhere, every whatever place, there's a different delay, and it's hard to match anything up. Eric, yeah, that's all of our dilemmas, right? Hate that the summer's ending, but hockey season coming. Shifley in Boston. I mean, yeah, it's a team I don't like, so it's a player I don't like, so there you go. That's okay, I guess. Doesn't he still have a year, though, with the Jets? Or do you think they're going to trade him there? A lot of people who love sports here watch it on TV, but put on the radio due to better commentators. Yeah, but again, it's depending on the sport, right? It's hard to match up the radio and the TV together. I guess some sports doesn't really matter as much, but if it's a fast sport like hockey, it definitely matters. Oh, but Phil, I also said that numbers prove that out. He's also putting up crazy numbers. The younger brother, he's putting. So I have a feeling this one's going to be at least as good, if not better, or almost as good. But that's going to be fine. He's going to be good. Do we have Cole's brother? What are you talking about? Did we pick up Cole's brother somewhere? I don't remember that. Did I miss something? NHL season means for Joe means sitting by the beach and listening to the games on her phone. Nice. It's almost impossible to match up the radio to a stream. Stream's always slow and can't really slow radio. Well, it depends on where you're listening to it, though. If you're listening to the radio on the internet, then yeah, it could be delayed. Well, there you go. See, I didn't read the last of your comment, and now I did. Rem said nope. To what though? I don't know. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to make a match. Yeah. If we get Cole's brother, but Cole's brother's not good enough to go pick up. That's the thing, and he's older anyway, so they'd have already done it. I imagine we eventually will get him. No, I don't see why we would eventually get him. There's a lot of players that have a brother that play. Doesn't mean we're going to get them all. Kirby Doc has a brother, Colton Doc. I think you're right. The Leafs signed, what's his name now? Cole's brother, but what's his name? Brock Caulfield. So yeah, so that listen, that might make an interesting a dinner conversation when they get together. Brothers that play for the Leafs and the Habs. Are we running out of comments? Oh, I'm sorry. This is what we're gonna do. Let's play that game again. I've got 18 cards for you guys to figure. I'm sorry it took so long, but you gave me a lot of stuff to talk about. I got 18 cards. We're going to play Whose Card Is That? Where I'll give you the back of the card. Hopefully everything is hidden to tell you who it is other than their record and whatever's written on the card. So let's try that and see how you guys do before I waste all the work I did today. You guys ready for it? I do have a new poem. It's written. I just haven't recorded it. It's called Excited for Habs Training Camp. So I I should have worked on that today. I'll try. What's tomorrow? No, I can't tomorrow. I've got a big day tomorrow. I'll get that out there soon, though. It's not that difficult to do that. It's harder to write it. I do remember the Pitlicks, and where are they right now? Are they here? Looking forward to Matthews getting 50-plus goals again. Not. He won't. Nope. I think we should target brothers. Sedin's had telepathy because twins. But yeah, that's different. It's not just brothers. That's twins. That's a different story. Brothers don't have in general, no. Florian won't make it past the AHL, mark my words. I kind of think that too, Leon. Doug Wickenheiser. What about Doug Wickenheiser? Any Expos cards? Nope. I do have one football. And only UP, the only transfer in mascots. What's that? How are we talking about UP now? Oh, any Expos. I get you. All right. We're going to try this then. All right. A lot of people left. Before you leave, give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And here's the first card. All right. So New York Ranger, first season 2016-17. This goes right up until 2 seasons ago. It's got decent numbers, 685 games, 515 points, born in Sweden. Who's guessing? Who's guessing? Who could that New York Ranger be? I need to get like sound, like, like a clock, like in a game show. I need to get that. Hello, is this on? Is this on? Brad says Henry. That's Henry. You're talking about the goalie? That's not a goalie. Marcus Naslund. Did Naslund play with the Rangers? I think so, eh? Any other guesses? Remember, 2016-17 till this one goes to 21-22, so it's very recent. Going once? Going twice? Since the file for the front of the card wasn't compatible with StreamYard, I don't have the front, but it is Mika Zibanejad, or Zibanejad. I think that's how it. Just as Brad answered it, Mika. That was Mika. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, also a Ranger. Look at this. 81-82. This card goes from 81-82 to 85-86. Says won the FW Dinty Moore Trophy as rookie goalie with best goals against average in OHL in 80-81. First NHL shutout versus Canucks. What else can I tell you about him? Look at this for a goalie, 5'7". They don't take goalies under 6'2" now. I can tell you he got in a lot of trouble for being a racist. Oop, put that back up. Does that help anybody? He got into a lot of trouble for being a racist. I don't believe Mike Richter was a racist that I heard of. Brad says Van Beesbrook. Anybody else got a guess? I think Brad knew from my yeah, it's John Van Beesbrook. What he called didn't he call a black player the N-word? I believe. John Van Beesbrook. The Hall of Shame. All right, next up. Let's see. Ruggedly handsome. And it's funny, in English, ruggedly handsome In French, défense. That's how they started it up. Totally different. Has played over 300 NHL games at that point at just 28 years of age. He's an extremely hard hitter and spends lots of time in the penalty box. Offensively, he had his best season last year with 25 points. He's a native of Western Canada and is a golfer in the off-season, apparently. What hockey player isn't? The statistics were from 67, 68. Do you know who this person is? Anybody? Does any? I don't think he was a racist, so there's not that. Boom? Did you say boom like as in boom boom? Dickie Moore? Fergie. 2 Fergies. We got a good variety of names there. I will say that no one is right yet. No one. You do have it right. This guy did eventually, at some point, played for the Habs. I don't think here he was a Hab. Could be wrong on that. Oh, and Eric rings in with the right answer. Let me get it. Eric with the right answer. Way to go, Eric. Terry Harper. But it's funny. Ruggedly handsome Terry Harper. That's what they started in English. In French, défense. Terry Harper as joué. Like, no, ruggedly handsome. I guess French girls don't like him. I guess. All right, we're going to get to the next one. Where are we? Okay. This one's football. This is a quarterback. I'm not a big football, especially this guy's day. I wasn't a big football fan. He was my favorite quarterback of the day. Let's see if you can get this one. This guy, Roger, won a Heisman Trophy as a junior with the Navy, then spent a 4-year tour of duty in Vietnam, a 10th round pick of the Cowboys in 1964. He served as backup to Craig Morton for most of the last season. Roger sells real estate. In the 1969 season, he didn't get in a lot of games. 47 attempts, 23 completions, 421 yards, and 1 TD. Does anybody know who this person is? Wow, you guys got it pretty quick. Shit. I actually thought you all would. Yes. Roger Staubach. I don't know why. I liked Roger Staubach. I like the Cowboys and not the Steelers. So those were the 2 big teams of the 70s, I want to say. All right, let's get to the next one. Hang on. Yeah, there's the actual card. Next one, if you look real close, you're going to get it because I forgot to white out something. But can we get this one? I think it's even before the rookie card because it just shows his Swedish numbers. He's a young gun for Vancouver. If you look close enough, you can figure it out. I'll give a couple of minutes. Not a couple of, I'll give you a minute to get some answers going. Was named first star of his NHL debut after scoring Vancouver's first goal of the 2018-19 season and adding an assist in a 5-2 win over the visiting Flames on October 3rd. Yeah, it's Elias Peterson. Elias Peterson. Yeah, I was looking through them and I went, oh, his number's on his helmet. I should have blocked that out. Let me go get it out of there. So you see it, Peterson. Oh, it doesn't say. It does say his name. All right, this is an older card. It doesn't show up as easy. Boston Bruin relaxes by going fishing. Mr. Everything in the NHL is destined to become one of the greatest stars in league history. Acknowledged to be leader of the fearsome Boston attack, has been the NHL's most valuable player 3 straight years. Who's going to get this one? I'd give a hint if anybody wants a hint. Let me know. You want a hint? Brad says Bobby Orr. Leon says Johnny Busick. Anybody else guessing? Going once. Going twice. Okay, here's the hint. The greatest hockey player to ever lace on skates. My opinion. Get it yet? Nobody get it? The greatest player to lace on skates, going once, going twice. Of course, it's Bobby Orr. Come on, guys. You just have to look at the numbers. Look at the numbers there. Last 3 seasons. 120 points, 129 points, 117 points. He's a defenseman. That should tell you who it is. Oh, I blocked out the defense. Yeah, that's true. Oopsie. Did y'all get it now, though? Yeah, after I said it, eh? Eric, how could it be Guy Lafleur? Boston. That's like blasphemy, Eric. Come on. It's blasphemy to say Lafleur played in Boston. All right, next one up here. Another Boston player, but not here. I may have given it away. Shit. What does it say? Scored hat trick in Portland's 1982-83 WHL Championship victory. Was member of Canada's 1985 entry in World Championships. Started his career with the Canucks. What else can I say about him? Suffered a horrible injury at the knee of, I believe it was Ulf Samuelsson. Brad says Joey Juneau. Joey Juneau. You know what? Juneau didn't play for the Canucks, but in his first season had a really good season. Like 100 points, and then that was it. Something like, may not have been his first season, but very early on. Brad changed it to Neely, Cam Neely. Going once. Going twice. Any other answers there? Come on. Is anybody here? That mic working? I don't know where my cursor is. Oh, it's stuck. My cursor likes to stick. Hang on, I got to go here, and I'll reveal. It is Cam Neely. Pre-Boston days. Next one is a Toronto Maple Leaf. Recorded 3 assists in a game for the first time in his NHL career, and added a goal when Toronto beat Philadelphia 6-3 on November 11th, 2016. Started in 2013-14, and this just went his first 3 seasons. Do we have any guesses for this one? Ted Green, was the Boston guess? Not for this. 30 seconds. Come on, counting down. You can hear the clock counting down. Tick, 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 tick. Actually, you can hear my clock, really, anyway. No guesses. Toronto Maple Leaf. Rocky Saganuk? It's 2013-14 to 20. Like, Saganuk was before that, wasn't he? Ally Afraidy. Did Ally Afraidy play for the Leafs? Did he? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe he did. It's not Ally Afraidy. Oh, well, I shouldn't say who it is and who it isn't. Any other guesses? I will say this now. He's a defenseman. He is a defenseman. And he's currently still on the Maple Leafs. Come on, someone got to get this. All right. It is Morgan Riley. I really thought that one for sure somebody was going to get. Take a sec. Take 30 seconds till we get to the next one, so you guys can get caught up. How many we got left? I had 18 here. Still got a bunch. Not going as well. Okay, next one. I don't have a front to this, but National Hockey League's leading scorer for 4 of the past 5 years. We're talking about this 67-68. So this is from 68-69. Has become pro hockey's center of attraction. He was born in Czechoslovakia, but raised in Canada. He won 3 trophies, the Art Ross, the Hart, and the Lady Byng in 66-67. Stosh, that was his nickname, I guess, was one of the first to use a curved stick. In 67-68, in 72 games, 40 goals and 47 assists for 87 big points. Does anybody have a guess to see who this is? Where am I? Brad says Makita. Joe says Makita. Eric says Makita. Leon says Stastny. Stastny? 67-68? Born to be a Hab? Stan Makita. Are they right? Are they? I don't have a front, so yes, you're right. That is Stan Makita. Stan the man Makita. The born in Czechoslovakia had to give that one away. I mean, if you didn't know it already. All right, we're turning to a goaltender. Let's see. Started with the Blues in 79-80. Was eventually traded to the Whalers in 84-85. Mike was voted the Blues' most popular player 3 straight years. Anybody got a guess? He's a goalie. Brad says Liut. Mike Liut. Is Brad right? Does anybody else have a guess that's either the same or different? I think a bunch of people that aren't sure. So we're going to go. Leon says yes, but listen, for what? Stastny? We're past that one now, Leon. And the answer is yes, it's Mike Liut. Mike Liut. An okay goalie. All right. The next one is a player was mentioned in the live stream early in this show. Not by me, but by somebody else. And this is must be his rookie card. So before he has any stats in the NHL, just his University of Massachusetts Amherst scored his first goal of the 2019-20 season and his first career regular season goal on October 25th against Vegas. JT Comfort tried to feed Gabriel Landesberg, who whiffed on a one-timer. The puck continued on and found this guy breaking in from the point, and he buried it. Who are we talking about? In 2 seasons in NCAA, 75 games, 70 points. Does it say his position? I'll give you that if nobody gets it. Brad says Newhook. Alex Newhook. Any other guesses? Really? Nobody? Okay. The clue is he's a defenseman. If that didn't give it away, I don't know. But I know it'd take it 10 seconds before I get an answer. He is a defenseman. Ooh, we are dropping. He is a defenseman. Nobody's going to get this. Wow. And the answer is Cale Makar. Cale Makar. Now everyone's going to have. No. Oh, I got to go look at the comments. Brad came up with Makar, and Born to be a Hab says, Adam Fox, did he play for the Avalanche? Did I say the Avalanche? Maybe I didn't say the Avalanche. I guess I should have said the Avalanche. It's probably on me. So good on you, Brad, to come up with it, since I didn't give the team. Next one. We still got a few to go yet. Where am I? Here I am. This is an older guy, a Hab. Montreal's top scoring defenseman last year and third high in penalties on the Canadiens. First team all-star choice for 72-73 season. Very hard to make out the stats. And the thing that's written there, it's some stupid. It has nothing to do with the player. It was one of their stupid trivia questions then they were doing these. And, I said defenseman already. So which one is it? Hey, Larry the Cable Guy. How's it going? Johnny Golden. How's it going? Good to see you, buddy. Been a while. Joe says Robinson. Brad says Robinson. Any other guesses? Going once. Going twice. I'm trying to think of what I can give as a hint. Eric says Savard. I guess that was the hint. One of the big three. Born to be a Hab says Gila Point. And the answer is Gila Point. Born to be a Hab. Got it right. All right. The next one, I don't think I'm going to have trouble. You guys are going to have trouble getting this one. Edmonton Oilers, stats from 81 to 82, 81-82 to 85-86. 553 games played, 481 goals, 856 assists. Career. No, that's 7 NHL. That's 7 seasons. 1,337 points. Do I have to give a hint here? Joe says Gretzky. Brad says Messier. Leon says Gretzky. I'm really surprised at Brad's guess because just look at the numbers, man. Who else? Gretzky, Mr. Gambling. Did you see the new rules for gambling? Doing gambling ads in Ontario starting in February. Is that they're not going to be able to, these guys aren't going to be able to do the ads in Ontario. Anyway, I don't remember exactly the reason. There's reasons why. All right. All right, next one. Let's get to the next one. Apparently I'm dumb. I think Brad said I'm dumb. Let's see. This guy's showing stats from 2001-2 to 2003-4 with the Thrashers. Got some decent numbers there. It may not be long before this guy records a 100-point season with a great deal of those points coming on assists. Although he's adept at lighting the lamp, he's more likely to pass up his own scoring chance by setting up his line mates. His accolades include the 2002-2003 All-Star Game MVP trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, who is this player? Brad's first in with Heatley. Any other guesses? I saw Larry's from the previous one had Curry. I don't think Curry had those kind of numbers his whole career. All right, no other guesses. We got Brad's Heatley. Is Brad right? Is Brad right? And yes, Brad is right. It's Danny Heatley. This next one, not going to be as easy. I know this is not going to be as easy. I hope, anyways. All right, we know his name is Dennis. One of the strongest centers in the NHL. Dennis is an excellent playmaker. He's also a good checker and a handy man when going gets rough. Stats here from 75-76, where he had 16 goals and 44 assists in 76 games. Dennis is from a hockey-playing family. Do we have any guesses for who Dennis may be? Wait, where are we? Denis Savard? 75, 76? Denny Marouk? That's a good guess. I like that one. Dennis Hull? That's another good guess. So far we got Dennis Hull or Dennis Marouk. Is it either or? Is it either or? Is it? And the name of this guy is Dennis Hextall. Dennis Hextall. It's a name we all know, Hextall, and I believe he was Ron Hextall's uncle, I think. But still, like, that's kind of a more obscure. All right, we're down to our last three. This guy is like around today. Card started in 2014-15, just for 2 seasons, and 15-16. Member of the Oilers. 7th overall pick of the 2013 NHL draft, ranked 2nd on the Oilers roster in hits and blocked shots, despite only playing 69 games in 2015-16. Does anybody know who this player is? That one was hard. Yes, got to throw in a hard one every now and then. That's what she said last night. Come on, get with it. Is this another hard one? He's still playing for the Oilers today. Unless they trade him in the offseason or trade him. McDavid, says Larry. Larry, though, 69 games, 10 points. McDavid ever do that? I don't think so. I mean, you heard Oilers and you thought McDavid. You got to look at the numbers, too, unless you can't see them. I realize everyone's watching on different devices, so that is a possibility. Born to be a Habs, says Darnell Nurse. So does Brad Arsenault say the same thing. We're going to find out right now. Is it Darnell Nurse? I can't overturn that one. I don't have the front. But yes, it is Darnell Nurse. It is. I don't know what I did there. Okay, there we go. Next one also doesn't have a front, but has a back. All right, this is the Flyers. Played for the Flyers here. Is the leader of Philadelphia's Mad Squad. I never heard that term. He was the NHL's most penalized player last season. He had previously set an AHL penalty mark while playing for Quebec. This is the 72-73 season stats. 76 games, 9 goals, 12 assists for 21 points, 259 penalty minutes. His nickname is the Hammer. Let's see. Brad says Barber. That's Bill Barber. And he also says Schultz. Which one is it, Brad? Which one? Anybody else got a guess? Eric says Schultz. Is it Schultz? I see nothing. I hear nothing. That Schultz? Leon agrees with Schultz. Joe says Schultz as well. Let's find out. Is it Dave Schultz? I don't have a front. So, yes, it is Dave Schultz. Yep, it is. And we're at the last one. Last card. The last diddly-ass card that I've got for you guys. I hope it shows up well. I don't think it will. He's a goalie. When this card came out in 73-74, he was with Buffalo. Dave came up in the Blackhawks farm system. I'm trying to make this out. Best season, something is NHL debut with the Rangers in 61-62. Graduated something University of Waterloo, I think, and is a teacher in the offseason. Traded to the Sabres by Pittsburgh and has shared goal duties with Roger Crozier. On the bottom there also says Dave's brother plays goal for the Montreal Canadiens. Who is this person? Brad says, Eric says Klink. Yes. No, that's Colonel Klink. No, Schultz is, I was doing Schultz. Born to be Have says Dave Dryden. No, Born to be Have says Don Edwards. Brad says Dave Dryden. Leon says Dave Dryden. Larry says Dave Dryden. What does the card say, though? That's the important thing. Is it Dave Dryden? Of course it's Dave Dryden. His brother plays goal for the Montreal Canadiens. So there you go. 18 cards. Everybody did well. All right. Shot my load there. That's what she said last night, too. So there you go. So we got like 10 minutes. Anything you guys want to ask me, 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes. Clock is counting down. Ken and Dave played against each other quite often. Is that true, though, quite often? I know they played against each other. I'm wondering if how often is quite often. Because I don't think they did play against each other quite often. As a matter of fact, I want to say only once or twice, like not often. If anybody could check that, I'd appreciate it. Now, Larry is not, I don't know how far off my age he is, so he could be right. I don't think he's right on this. All right. Nobody wants to talk to me. But somebody please check on that. I'd really appreciate that. And if you're leaving, just fine, because I'm leaving soon too, but, another 10 minutes. Please give a thumbs up on your way out and consider hitting the subscribe button. And what else can we get you to do? Go out and get me some milk. I need some. No, Larry. So you're a little older than me, Larry. So in other words, he might know better than I do, but my memory is they didn't play against each other often. All right. I could probably look that up as fast as anybody. Should I do that in case nobody looks this up? Do I think there is a chance Cole Caulfield will be the first Habs player to win the Rocket within a couple of seasons? Yeah, why not? I mean, listen, once you're up in the 50 goal mark, yeah, it could be that. Yeah, I think it's possible. And, I never even thought of it in those terms about him. That's a good prediction to make down the road for him. But, yeah, I definitely think that's possible. Born to be a Hab. Which game are we talking about? Larry says, Rick, where do you think Slav is playing this season? I still think he should start in a while. Well, I did give my prediction. It's a bit of a hot take, but it's one of them that I kind of believe in. So I think he'll play in. I think he'll play in Montreal. Would I be surprised or shocked? Not shocked. I won't. I don't think I'd even be surprised if he doesn't and he goes to Laval, because I think either one is okay. I just think that he's going to play here for the bulk of the season, if not all season. Who is this Brady Keeper guy the Habs picked up? No, I don't think it's any. No, and it's an AHL kind of guy, I think. Born to be a Hab? Yes. Dryden versus Dryden. I don't think there's a ton of Dryden versus Dryden. I think I typed it in right. Stats. Let's see. No. Come on. How come there's not the question already done there for me? Anybody get it? Unscrambled this goalie? Hasek. You get it? Yes, that's what I meant. Nope. Wow, I can't find out. I can't. No. I hate that. I don't know if Google works for me anymore or what. It's not the. Every time I try to find something on Google lately, I don't get what I want. Yeah, I can't get it. Eric, if you're right back, I'm going to be leaving in a few minutes. So have a good night if I'm not here. What's going to happen with the DeSmith trade? With DeSmith? Oh, probably trade. Probably. It's seeming like that's what's going to happen. They wouldn't just release Allen. They'd move him if they keep him. If they keep DeSmith. Did I get the unscramble right, Eric? Oh, right, Rick. Oh, I thought you said right back. Yeah. I'm not bad at those sometimes, not always, but I got that one pretty quick. Joe, I know they played against each other when they were younger, but how many times did they play in the NHL? I want to say not a lot. It's not even going to shock me if it turns out that it's just once. I think I saw that somewhere not that long ago. Don't know what I was reading, but I saw this stat somewhere recently. And I don't know why I saw it. I'm really curious, though, if I'm right or if Larry's right. Seems kind of weird, though, that they'd probably have played against each other more often, but I think it's not the case. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, can I say? All right, so let's get into what's coming up because I'm taking some time off. Tomorrow is essentially I don't think I'm doing a video because I'm going to be out for at least half the day. So this is essentially I'll be doing Saturday hockey talk. Next Wednesday though, I won't be doing Wednesday. So next show, Wednesday night show won't be on because I've got an appointment. I got to go. I don't think I'm going to be back in time to get anything going. So I'm probably not doing next Wednesday. But then for the Saturday after that, I'll be back. But yeah, I'm taking a week off. So if you don't see anything from me for a week, don't get worried. It's essentially what I'm saying. Got to gear up for the season that's coming. Let's see. On moving goalies, who would most likely pick up the one the Habs decide to trade? I don't know. That's the thing. I hear rumors. You got to look up the teams and look who needs a goalie. Vancouver. I don't know. Anaheim might because Gibson doesn't want to play again for Anaheim. That's what I had heard when the season ended. I don't know if that's changed with them. He's still signed for 4 more years. So and they've got money, so they can pick up somebody. Other than that, I don't know. When I was doing my video, I used Anaheim because at 3.85 million that Allen's making, you can't just trade him just anywhere because teams don't have money. So you got to pick the teams that have enough cap space, and there's really only 2, maybe 3, and it's Anaheim and who am I thinking? There's another team, Chicago. So maybe Chicago. I've heard Chicago too. Larry, I don't go that far back really. I don't really remember Crozier as a goalie, as a coach, but not really as a goalie. I mean, I saw a video and stuff of him, but I don't remember seeing him in games. LA's looking for a goalie. There's another name. There's another team then. Yeah, Joe, the problem is trying to figure it out is more than likely whatever you figure out, it's not where it happened, right? It's usually the trade happens with a team we didn't think of. I find for me that happens a lot. All right, I'm going to take off here because we're at 90 minutes. That's the magic number. All right. So, like I said, I'll be back on Saturday. I don't think I'll have a video out tomorrow. Maybe on Saturday. I don't know. And then I'm going for a little bit of a time off. So, till Saturday, which is just a couple days away, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday is a few days away. I'll see you there. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate that. Please go check out my videos that I've put out recently that could use some views. And that's it. Have a great rest of the Wednesday night, and I'll see you soon. That's it. Thanks for watching. Till next time, stay safe out there. Peace out. I'll see you soon. Ciao, everybody.